Football is crazy. Sometimes things happen that are so weird, so amazing, that you can't believe your eyes. From snow-stopping matching matches to a goalkeeper stopping goal with a bicycle kick, these are 1 in a billion moments in football. Kicking the list, we have a moment where Mother Nature made the save of the century. This player beats everyone. He goes around the keeper, he shoots into an empty goal. But wait, the ball stops right on the line. The snow was so thick and sticky that it literally stopped the ball from going in. Mother Nature just made the save of the century. The defender even stopped running because he thought it was a goal. Then he saw the ball sitting there and ran back like crazy. But if you think weather stopping goals is weird, wait until you see what animals can do to a football game. During this game in Brazil, thousands of bees thought the corner flag was their new home. They attacked it like an army. The players ran away screaming. Poor Danny Alves tried to take a corner kick and got stung by a bee. The game had to stop completely. Then a brave player named Jackson wrapped his shirt around the flag and threw it off the field to save everyone. That's what you call a real hero. Speaking of unexpected guests, some teams decided to invite even weirder visitors. In Russia, a real circus bear named Tim showed up to watch a third division football game. The video went viral around the world. People loved it so much that rumors started saying FIFA wanted the bear to open the World Cup ceremony. FIFA had to officially say, no, we're not using a bear. But honestly, Tim probably would have been more entertaining than some players. From animal chaos to equipment disasters, because sometimes even the ball itself decides to quit. At the 2016 European Championship, France was playing Switzerland. Two players crashed into each other fighting for the ball. The impact was so hard that the ball actually exploded. Not deflated, completely blown apart like a balloon popping. With the modern technology making super strong balls, these two players managed to destroy it completely. They had to get a new ball to keep playing like nothing happened. But equipment problems are nothing compared to human problems, especially when nature calls at the worst time. Eric Dyer was playing for Tottenham against Chelsea. With 13 minutes left in the game, he really had to go to the bathroom. He couldn't wait, so he ran to the stands to use the toilet. His coach, Jose Mourinho, was so shocked that he followed Dyer to make sure he was okay. Dyer came back, and within minutes, Tottenham scored to tie the game. They won in penalties, and Dyer was named the best player. Sometimes, when you gotta go, and you gotta win. But this next player broke the record, because some players don't just relieve pressure, they create it. Meet Rogério Ceni from Brazil. He was a goalkeeper, but he had a secret power. Every time his team got a free kick, Ceni would run from his goal all the way to take the shot himself. He would tell the strikers to move away because he was taken over. By the end of his career, he scored 129 goals as a goalkeeper. That's more than some famous strikers score in their whole careers. He even has a world record for it. But scoring goals as a keeper's one thing. Making impossible saves is another. One goalkeeper in Poland made a save so incredible that Netflix decided to make a documentary about it. The striker was alone with the keeper. The shot was perfect, but somehow this keeper pulled off a save that defied gravity and logic. Even the commentator said it was the most remarkable piece of goalkeeping ever seen. The keeper's celebration afterwards showed that even he couldn't believe what just happened. But when Roberto Carlos was 30 yards away from goal when he got a free kick. He took a 20-yard run up and hit the ball so hard and with so much curve that it looked like it was bending around the earth. The ball started going toward the corner flag, then suddenly curved back and went into the far corner of the goal. The commentator couldn't believe it. Dear, I don't believe it. Neither could anyone else watching. But bending physics with free kicks is nothing compared to what happened when one player tried to break the game itself. 7 seconds. That's all it took for one player to score the fastest goal in Premier League history. The game started, he got the ball, ran at the goalkeeper, and scored. 7 seconds. Most people are still sitting down when this goal happened. It was so fast that you could blink and miss the entire thing. Speed is impressive, but sometimes the most amazing moments come from taking your time. Imagine scoring 2 absolutely beautiful goals in one game. You celebrate, the crowd cheers, and then the flag goes up. Offside. Twice, this poor striker scored 2 amazing goals, and both were ruled out. You could see the pain in his face as he celebrated twice, only to have his joy crushed both times. Sometimes football's just cruel, but cruel luck goes both ways, and sometimes goalkeepers get the strangest bounces. During this penalty shootout, Argentina's goalkeeper Romero made an incredible save. But here's the crazy part. The ball bounced down and somehow stayed perfectly balanced on the goal line. It didn't go in, it didn't go out. It just sat on the line like it was mocking everyone. Physics doesn't work that way, but somehow it happened. Now, let's talk about another rare moment. Manchester United's goalkeeper got hurt and they had no more substitutions left. Someone had to put on the gloves. Up stepped Josh O'Shea, a defender who had probably never played goalkeeper in his life. But Big John didn't just fill in. He was amazing. He made saves, commanded his area, and played like a real goalkeeper. Sometimes heroes come from the most unexpected places. Speaking of unexpected heroes, some players create magic even when losing their equipment. During this biggest game in club football, Barcelona versus Real Madrid, Lionel Messi was dribbling past a defender when his boot flew off his foot. Instead of stopping, Messi kept going completely barefoot. He beat the defender and made a perfect pass for Barcelona's third goal. Only Messi could lose his shoe and somehow become even more dangerous. But sometimes games get interrupted by the world around it. Imagine trying to play football while a huge power plant is being blown up right next to you. The camera wasn't even filming the game. It was set up to record the building demolition, but they accidentally caught a football match happening at the same time. When the explosion started, the players had to stop and run for safety. It looked like the end of the world. But it was just a Tuesday in England. Even that can't be compared to this dude who documented an incident that later showed up 7 years later. When Gabriel Agbonlahor crashed into the advertising boards during a Liverpool game, there was a fan sitting right there who could have helped him up. Instead, the fan calmly pulled out his camera and took a picture of the fallen player. 7 years later, that exact photo showed up on Twitter, taken from the fan's camera screen. Sometimes the best help is good documentation. From helpful fans to harmful fans, because sometimes supporters take things too far. When Luis Figo returned to Barcelona as a Real Madrid player, the fans were furious. They threw everything they could find at him. Bottles, lighters, golf clubs. But the craziest thing they threw was a real pig's head. It landed right at Figo's feet during a corner kick. The game had to stop for 15 minutes to clean up the mess. One Barcelona legend said, "If you're a pig, don't be surprised when pig heads fly at you." From flying pig heads to flying balloons that changed history. During Sunderland versus Liverpool, this beach ball somehow got onto the field. When Darren Bent shot at goal, the ball hit the beach ball first, completely confusing the Liverpool goalkeeper. The ball went in a completely different direction and scored. Despite Liverpool's protests, the goal counted. A beach ball literally won a Premier League game. Sometimes the most important player isn't even human. It's inflatable, but some performances are so good they make history. At the 2014 World Cup, USA goalkeeper Tim Howard had the game of his life against Belgium. He made 16 saves, breaking a 100-year-old record. 16 times he stopped what looked like certain goals. He was absolutely incredible. The cruel part, despite his superhuman performance, USA still lost and went home. But speaking of superhuman, these next comebacks was so impossible, they redefine what's possible. Barcelona was losing 4-0 to PSG in the Champions League. Everyone thought they were done. PSG fans were already celebrating. But then, football happened. Barcelona scored 6 goals at home to win 6-1. The final goal came in the 95th minute from Sergi Roberto. It was the greatest comeback in football history. PSG went from celebrating to crying in just 90 minutes. But this next event was a dramatic finish. Manchester City needed 1 goal in the final minutes to win their first Premier League title in 44 years. The whole football world was watching. Mario Balotelli passed to Sergio Aguero, and goal. Aguero! Screamed the commentator as Manchester City won the title in the most dramatic way possible. Manchester United thought they'd won until that moment changed everything forever. From title-deciding goals to record-smashing goals. Erling Haaland didn't just break the Premier League scoring record. He destroyed it. He scored 36 goals in his first season, beating records that had stood for decades. Every game became a question of how many goals he would score, not if he would score. The Etihad Stadium erupted when he broke the record. But honestly, everyone saw it coming from his first hat trick. But next, Ronaldo got everyone emotional. Just days after losing one of his newborn twins, one of the saddest moments of his life, Cristiano Ronaldo played for Manchester United. Nobody expected him to even show up, but there he was, turning his grief into determination. When he scored, his celebration wasn't joy, it was healing. He dedicated the goal to his son, showing that football isn't just a game, it's therapy. From deep emotion to deep confusion, because some goals make no sense at all. This might be the unluckiest player in history. First, he scored a beautiful goal, but it was called offside. Fair enough. But then, from the free kick for the offside, the goalkeeper kicked the ball straight back to him. He scored again immediately, but this time it was ruled out because the goalkeeper touched the ball twice, which is against the rules. 2 goals, 0 points. Football can be cruel. Now tell me, which is worse? The striker who literally tripped over the ball in front of an empty goal, the one who dribbled past the goalkeeper but still couldn't score, or the guy who got the ball right in front of the goal and somehow missed? All 3 happened, and all 3 were absolutely terrible. Sometimes the hardest thing in football is scoring when it should be easy. But while some players miss easy chances, others create impossible ones. Zlatan Ibrahimovic was playing for Sweden against England when he decided to show off. From 30 yards out, with his back to the goal, he pulled off this bicycle kick that flew over the goalkeeper's head and into the net. It was so good that even the England fans had to applaud. Zlatan didn't just score a goal, he created art. Now, let's shift to athletic impossibilities. Robert Lewandowski came off the bench and rewrote the record books in just 9 minutes. 5 goals in 9 minutes. That's 1 goal every 1.8 minutes. Even Messi took longer when he scored 5 in a game. Lewandowski didn't just change the game, he completely broke it, setting multiple world records in less time than it takes to order pizza. But it's nothing compared to physics-defying goals. After Manuel Neuer headed the ball away from his penalty area, Dejan Stankovic volleyed it back from the halfway line with such perfect accuracy that it sailed over Neuer's head into the goal. The ball's path seemed to break several laws of physics. Even Neuer could only stand and watch in amazement. This wasn't just a goal, it was magic. Now, let's go from magical goals to strategic genius. Facing a dangerous free kick, one team came up with the most brilliant plan ever. All 11 players ran forward just before the ball was kicked, putting every attacking player in an offside position. It shouldn't work. It looked crazy, but it was perfectly legal and absolutely genius. The next moment is pure chaos. Slaven Belupo's players thought they scored when their shot hit the crossbar. The entire team celebrated, running toward their bench while their goalkeeper joined the party, but the ball never went in. While they were celebrating an imaginary goal, the other team scored in their empty net. But next, we have ultimate dedication. Every time his team got a free kick, Rogério Ceni would sprint from his goal line all the way to the ball. He would tell the strikers to get out of the way because he was taken over. This happened every single time. By the end of his career, he had scored 129 goals as a goalkeeper, earning a Guinness World Record. He proved that goalkeepers can be goal scorers too. Now, let's flip the script. One Polish goalkeeper made a save that looked like magic. The striker was through on goal from close range, but somehow the keeper's glove seemed to magnetize the ball to his hand. The ball struck his glove like it was attached with glue. Even the players on the field couldn't believe what they were seeing. Physics doesn't work that way, but this goalkeeper didn't care about physics. But when Netherlands coach Ronald Koeman wrote instructions on a piece of paper and passed it to Virgil van Dijk during the game. The message said, "Go forward and play like a striker." Van Dijk followed orders, went up for a corner kick, and scored a beautiful header. A defender became a striker for one play, and it worked perfectly, but from tactical genius to pure heart. When an Aston Villa player went down injured, Leeds United kept playing and scored a goal. Villa's players were furious because they thought Leeds should have stopped. The argument got heated. Then Leeds' coach did something incredible. He told his players to let Villa score to make it fair. They literally let the other team walk the ball into their goal. It was the greatest act of sportsmanship ever seen. But even the greatest acts of kindness can't match the pure impossibility of our number one moment. While everyone expects strikers to attempt bicycle kicks, one goalkeeper decided to show them how it's really done. In an international match, this keeper pulled off a bicycle kick that was more beautiful than most strikers could ever dream of. A goalkeeper scoring a bicycle kick? It's like a fish learning to fly. This wasn't just impossible. It was a complete rewrite of what we thought was possible in football. Football is weird, wonderful, and completely unpredictable. From snow-stopping goals to bears watching games, from goalkeepers scoring bicycle kicks to players tying their shoes mid-game, these 35 moments prove that anything can happen on a football field. These aren't just highlights, they're reminders that football is magic. Every game could produce a moment that no one's ever seen before and might never see again. That's why we love this beautiful, crazy, impossible game.